So welcome back, and this is my 2001 Toyota Camry. It's my brother's vehicle. He drives it. We've had this in the family for about over 6 years, and it's been a great car. We got it with 160,000 miles. It has 220,000 miles. I've done a couple of videos on just going over things that you need to fix and look into. We've done the timing, we've done seals, tune-ups, brakes, everything. And even though we spent a couple $100 getting this car squared away, it still has plenty of life left. Very reliable, very solid, and definitely a good car. So today's issue is the charging system. And the symptom is that while driving, the car runs great. AC ice cold, radio's blaring nice and loud, everything's good. But then when you come to an idle, the AC starts cutting off, the car acts like it wants to die. The radio goes out, the lights start dimming, and you can barely roll up and down your windows. But you start driving and everything works perfect. So in this video, we're gonna go over how to diagnose the alternator, just quick, dirty, and easy, very cheap. And this will probably save you some money, save you some time. So let's get started. So first things first, let's check our battery voltage. I'm pretty sure it's pretty low. We're about 10 volts, which is not good. And you'll hear it when it starts. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna start it. Let me see if we can get these leads plugged in. Do we get a good spot? All right. I'm gonna zoom you in and you'll hear when it starts, it is weak, if it starts. So now we're at 14 volts, and the reason why we're at 14 volts is because we're at high idle. When the idle drops low, and this is a cold start, it actually sits around 11 to 12 volts. So I'm gonna let this thing warm up a little bit, and then I'll show you exactly what it's doing. So unfortunately, I can't get this thing to act up. I have this thing full load, roll down the windows, and it's actually charging perfectly. Okay, here we go. So we were at 14.3 volts, now we're at 13.5, 4, so it is not charging. But if we rev it, battery goes back up to 14 volts. Now we're dropping 13, 12.9, rev it up again. So while sitting idle at a stoplight, battery is draining, but while you're cruising, everything works good. So diagnosis confirmed, this thing needs an alternator. So as you can see, our battery voltage has dropped down to 11.4 volts. So let's take this off. This tool is a must, not necessarily for diagnosing batteries, but I mean just tons of electrical issues. This tool is a must, not only for just diagnosing, an issue like this with batteries, but I mean, it is great to have. This is a Klein one. I paid like $50 for this on Amazon, but they do sell cheap ones at Harbor Freight that get the job done. But that's pretty much how you can test and confirm that your alternator is not charging. Now, kind of keep this in mind. This is an older vehicle, it has a simpler system, but newer cars, and I've seen this a lot, have a more complex charging system where it might have some type of regulator or other type of device. I know I've seen cars that the alternator is tied into a power steering circuit and the power steering went bad and that was causing the alternator. So depending on your vehicle, this could work good for you, but do a little bit of homework. But for the most part, if you have a load on your vehicle, on idle, the battery is not charging, could be your alternator. Yes, this battery is old, but I did test it and it tests out perfectly fine. So I ordered the alternator from Rock Auto. It was way cheaper. I think it came out to like $120 and then a $50 core. I did price it at Advance and AutoZone and they wanted something like over $200. So I'd rather wait a couple of days than break the bank on that. But for now, let's go ahead, let's get this alternator out. But first thing we need to do is disconnect this battery. So 10. And I always recommend this. Put the battery cable somewhere that it's not going to touch metal or it's going to spring back and make contact with this. I've had that happen and, well, it freaks you out a little bit. Now, the great thing about this Toyota is that the alternator is right here. So this is very simple. And we're gonna go ahead, oops, take out this, which I think it's probably is a 10. Kind of be careful with that so you don't drop it. I'm gonna pop this right over here, put this back on. Now, I haven't seen the new alternator, so I don't know if it comes with this or this connector. So before you go ahead and break things or get rid of your alternator, or even take it to the store, I seen, you know, typically we take it out, we take it to the store so we can get their core right there. I like to make sure, number one, we can compare the part, and number two, any little accessories or brackets that we do need, I can go ahead and swap them out and then return the core. All right, this little clip, flathead screwdriver, this pops out right over here. So our connector could just kind of hang it over here. Just be mindful of the exhaust because, well, we did have this thing running. Now, I think this is probably a 14, yeah. This is a 12. So there's a bolt over here. This is the pivot bolt. We got to loosen this. And then we need to loosen one right over here. All right. 12. Now we should be able to loosen this, and that will take off the tension off the belt. All right, we'll just let our belt hang right over there. I think we should be able to get this right now. This is the 14. Now sometimes these need a little persuasion, so we're gonna just use this to pry. This is one of the brackets to kind of hold everything together. Pry against something that's not gonna break. There we go. Done. So now we wait. Hopefully it should be here later on today. As you can see, I mean, probably less than 20 minutes to diagnose this and take this out. This is why this is a great car, but at least we're ready to go. You gotta love shipping. So it took a week for this to get here, and we actually paid for the expedited shipping, which was a couple of dollars more. And it was supposed to be here on Tuesday. It's now Friday, and we ordered this last Friday. Unfortunate, but I guess it's still cheaper than getting it from Advance with their $100 upcharge. But anyways, here's the new one. Let's go ahead and compare. Make sure it looks to factory spec. It is alternator, 12 volts, 90 amps. Bunch of numbers here, but yeah, looks pretty much the same. And like I talked about, this is why you don't return the core right away. This one doesn't have that clip, so we need to take this out, which man, this thing is like not in a convenient location. Holy bananas, Batman. That is really tight. Maybe this is why they don't include that, because it's a pain in the butt to put on. I don't know. Alright, it spins freely. Also, let's check the back. Make sure connectors are right. So let's get this on the car. Let's see if this slides in. So there's like this little spacer right over here, and sometimes it's a little too forward and you can't slide the alternator in. And the best way to do is to actually either tap this back. Sometimes you get lucky with a hammer. Sometimes you have to press it. Don't ever use the ears of the alternator to push it back and just kind of jam it in there. You can break this. Maybe not this one as much because it's thicker over here, but ears like this. First time I ever installed the alternator, I did that and I snapped this off. Yeah, that sucked. Is that in the bolt for it? Might be. Double check. Nope, not the right bolt. It's been a couple of days. Kind of forget. Let's put the tensioner. Let's try this one. Alright, connectors look good. Nothing's touching. Everything's out of the way. Nice and secure. Belt feels good. Alright, let's fire her up. Make sure this thing works. So we are back up and running and everything appears to be working perfect. I went ahead and charged the battery with the battery charger just to kind of help it. And as you can see on idle, we are now charging. Before we were not charging on idle, and the multimeter really helped us to diagnose this. Like I talked in the beginning of the video, the issue was on idle, the battery was dying, but when you're driving it, the battery was being charged because of the variation of the RPMs. Bad alternator, multimeter a must. This battery is weak. I am going to recommend to get a new battery for it because it has a sluggish crank and it's 6 years old, so I think it's time. Pretty easy, quick and diagnose. Like I said, this works for most cars. You just kind of got to know your charging system. In this case, everything is built into this alternator, but certain cars have external voltage regulators and other complex things. So know your cars, and it should definitely get you going. So thanks for watching, and let's go fix something else.